Hello and welcome to the vlog. Today we are going to be body doubling and scrapbooking. You're going to be like, you're such a... Okay, I'm way too tall. Do you see this? Anyway, so here's the thing. I recently, in like the past month, rediscovered scrapbooking. I used to scrapbook when I was like quite young and I started doing it and I absolutely fell in love with it. I want to show you guys some of the stuff in my scrapbook. However, some of it is a little... Like, I don't want to show you kind of, oh, there's a squirrel, like locations of stuff. And like some of the stuff that I've written in here is a little sinister. I've had a few bad days in the past month. So some of the stuff is quite sinister, some would say. I'll show you guys in a second. Firstly, what we're going to do, two things. One, we're going to start by making a coffee together. And then we're going to put that in the fridge. Put the espresso in the fridge to cool. Then we're going to go downstairs and print the photo that we want to use or photos that we want to use in the scrapbook for today. Then we're going to come back up here, get the supplies out. And then I actually think I'm going to put you on the ceiling. We're going to body double. I don't know. Like I feel like sometimes you just need a vlog that you can body double to. So it's going to be quite long. Strap in. I don't know how long, at least an hour, I would say. So we're going to start by making a coffee. Let's do that together. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start by getting a decaf coffee. Sweet decaf. Hunchback. Oh yeah, by the way, welcome to Tis and Pump YouTube, where we discuss my experience with autism, mental health and addiction recovery, being disabled, chronic illness, and becoming a baby bodybuilder. Yeah, today we're going to scrapbook. Quite literally none of those things. But you know what? Sometimes the girlies, gender neutral term, need something to body double to. So that's what we're doing. We pop the coffee in, then we have to get to the next part. I am in fact a cool mom, so I have a cool mom's club cup that I bought for my mom and for myself. We're gonna throw that in there. Don't even look at my hunchback. Don't. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. We have to prepare it first. One sec. Okay. So important. Salt. A trick that my absentee father showed me. Hello, Gordon. Cinnamon. Just pop a little bit of that in there. And then, important, very important. So much stuff in here. What the heck? Maple syrup. Ooh, that's a lot. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's fine. Okay. Here, look. You see that? No hunchback. Okay, then we're going to double click there. And let her go. Do you see the mess that the kitchen is right now? It's because I just got a package from Sage because I've been in a lot of pain. We've been looking for ways. And I keep... Here's the thing. You'll see in the scrapbooking that I've been keeping lots of like packaging and junk and stuff to use. In scrapbooking, I may or may not also have pulled a heist for some of the stuff that I have procured. Mainly paint chips from Home Depot. Because they're free, but I went in there the other day and like, just for reference, if you guys didn't know, I'm 13 years sober. I was an addict. During that time, I did lots of bad things, including a significant amount of thievery. It brought me back to my roots. I was like sweating. It was horrible. I took so many paint chips. I saw it on TikTok. They were like, oh, hack for scrapbooking paper. Just go to Home Depot and get paint chips. And I took that quite literally. Like I must have taken like 200. Maybe that's an exaggeration. I really don't know. Okay, so then the next part, you're like, this isn't rocket science. Why are you making it like rocket science? Whatever. All right, we're gonna blend this up. Trust me, by the time we get to the chill part of the video, it's gonna be a chill video. Swear. Okay. We're gonna take that. first of all. It's giving level 3. Do you know? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna pop that in the fridge. Next, we're gonna go downstairs. One sec. So I don't have a lot necessarily that I want to scrapbook today. There's probably gonna be other stuff later on. However, I'm just looking through my phone to see if there's any pictures. They're not from yesterday, but maybe we'll put in there. I don't know. I'm thinking like the colors for today will be pink and blue. Unsure. You know what? We'll include that in. I don't want you to see it though. It's kind of hard. I'm just gonna actually, for the sake of like, okay, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna go outside. You're gonna be like, you're such a loser. I'm gonna take a photo of the sky, and then a photo of my hand like holding a mug. I just like, okay, I know it seems weird and silly goose of me, but I'm trying to be like cognizant of what I'm sharing so that people don't screenshot and like do some kind of strange silly goose things with it. You know what I mean? So, okay, I'm just gonna take a photo of my hands and the sky outside. I will literally be right back. Just 1 second. Hi. Okay, so I basically got a printer specifically for scrapbooking. Yes, I know, but I had to. Because here's the thing, I had one of those like Polaroid cameras, but the film for it was so expensive. So I went and did research, and by research I mean I went to TikTok University, found what I was looking for. So what we're gonna do is we are going to custom size. How did I do this? Was it like, yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, girlfriend. Okay. So I'll go like this. Okay. And then we're, okay. Wait. Okay. Whatever. All right. So we've got the photos right here. I don't know if you can see. So it's like, just like pink and blue photos. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna go to the printer. And then we're gonna print these bad boys out, and then I'm gonna show you my process. No one gives a shit. No one cares, but anyway. So, I'm gonna show you the printer. Firstly, apologies, because it's kind of like chaotic here. So here's the printer. We're just gonna throw that bad boy on. Turn it on. Silly goose, turn on, please. Thank you so much. Okay, and then we're gonna go here, and hopefully that's ready to go. And we're gonna print it. Join the printer. I'm really bad with things, like setting up things and just lots of things. And this printer makes everything like extremely easy to use. Oh, unable to join the network. Come on. I love how I'm like, yes, it's so easy, in fact, and you need it. And then it's like, in fact, it will not. Yay! Okay, so here's the little printer, and it just prints in 4x6, and it's cute because you can see the cyan, magenta, yellow, like all come out at once. There's like another wand, some more STEM toys. There's the Polaroid camera, but they like honestly, the film for it is so expensive. This is just so much cheaper, and the photos actually like come out, and it's great because the other day I brought my Polaroid out to get like photos with my friend Mackenzie so that I could have stuff to put in my scrapbook, and we took photos on the Polaroid, and I'll show you, like it looks horrible, like you can't even tell what it is. So it's printing the cyan, matching, what the heck. Okay, and then it's done. But it's cool because within the app, you can customize a bunch of stuff. Like you can customize the photos. You can add a bunch of cool things. We're just going to turn her off so she gets some time off. I've been putting her through the ringer. Okay, then we're going to go upstairs. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Okay, is it detecting my face? It's detecting my face. Okay, so now we're going to get everything out that we need for this. It's all in here. I literally turned my front closet into like a craft closet. Because I just want stuff that's easily accessible, that's close to my little station. Here is one scrapbooking bucket. There are several. 2. Oh. 3. Yeah. Okay, so we have the photos that we're gonna use. We have the scrapbook. Now we gotta kind of lay out the table. I love that I'm making this video. Like, no one's watching this and they're gonna be like, oh my god, this is how you scrapbook. Whatever. It's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna put my book down there. And there are like little inserts here with like a bunch of stuff. And those will keep separate. So many stickers, so many cutting things. It's just like, genuinely, this has been like, the process of kind of like scrapbooking has just been the most, it's so silly goose, but it's just been like one of the most joyous things I've done in years. And I feel like I needed kind of a way to, I don't know, I'm being such a goose. Like, go back to my inner child, and I really enjoy it. So, I don't know. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, maybe, is put you actually above. So you can see like how we're doing things. I'm gonna try it, and if it doesn't work, then I'll put you there, because like, this is fine. I wonder if, okay. This is kind of the same thing. Oh my god. Oh no. Well, I feel like it would, maybe we'll try it up there. We'll try it. I've got this like little, jeez, magnetic thing, and we'll try to put you up there. We'll see how it goes. I wonder. Okay, we're gonna try this. I don't know. Okay, it seems like, okay. Maybe it's not about you watching me scrapbook. Maybe it's just about, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just gonna do it, and then you can decide if you like the video or not, and then give me feedback, and then I can do it again. Okay, so here's one of the pages. Does it have any personal information? Not super a lot. Here's one of the pages that I did. Here's an onion skin that I found profoundly beautiful. Another leaf, a leaf. There you go. I'm trying to show you what I can show you, because it's hard. Like, some of the stuff in here is, as I said, kind of sinister. Detect my face, please. What the heck? Yeah, as I said, some of the stuff on here is like personal information. Some of it is kind of sinister. This was a really bad day. Anyway, just some stuff. If you look close enough, luckily, like, you can't really read my writing, but if you look close at some of the things that I'd written, particularly on this day, frightening stuff. And this one was from yesterday, less frightening stuff. Pink and green. Today we're gonna do pink and blue. So, no one cares, but this is kind of how I like to start off things. I generally like to start off by getting my photos ready and my paper ready to cut up. Like, so we're gonna basically find the colors here, and then we're gonna choose corresponding paper and like stickers and So, in this one, it does contain all of my Home Depot paint. This is just one pile of them. Like, this is the biggest pile, but they're separated into sections. Thievery. Okay. See, the reason why the stack is so big is because I went there and I was like, let's take multiples of the colors that we like. Hey, I'm so sorry. Hi, that makes sense. Okay, so that's more of that color. And then, no. Then we're gonna find a blue. I feel like this is so silly, and people who are watching this are gonna be like, you're such a loser. Like, why are we watching this? That's okay. The good thing is that, like, if you don't like it, you really don't have to. But it's kind of just like, I don't know, like besties FaceTime vibes sort of thing. I don't know. I think I think I'm being goose. I think I'm being a silly goose. Okay, so we have some pads here, and we're gonna look to see if any of these kind of work. And then I also have as well, like a bunch of garbage. You're like, garbage? Yes, garbage, like garbage that I have kept for the purpose of scrapbooking. So this is like a little textures book of paper. We're gonna take one of those. I feel so stupid doing this, but you know what? Who gives a... Okay. And, ooh, ready? That's got blue and purple. We're basically just finding colors and stuff and stickers and things that just kind of, I don't know, go, speak to us, whatever. I'll use that for later. There's like an abundance of stuff. Here's the thing. I find that usually when I have like, I don't know, I'm like, oh, I found like a new kind of hyperfixation, you know, art thing to venture into doing. I feel like I get excited, I buy all this stuff, and then I never use it. But I've been doing this consistently for the last several weeks. And honestly, it is, without a doubt, the absolute favorite part of my day. Like, there's something so therapeutic about it, because as somebody who used to and like grew up painting and doing art, I feel like it's a great way to combine kind of like journaling, but also low impact way of creating beautiful stuff that like also records moments in time. I don't know, I'm being like whatever, but I genuinely just like really enjoy this. Like, I've had such a beautiful time doing this. Okay, so we're gonna cut the paper. We're gonna just cut a bunch of stuff. I feel like this is the part where maybe I could be silent and it would be beneficial for everybody. Should I shut the up? What do we think? I don't know. I'm just gonna do things. And then if you don't like it, amazing. Feedback time. These are also little like books of sheets of paper that we can use. I feel like the stuff I'm choosing already is, I'm not liking it, but you know what? I feel like I usually kind of am not like super a fan, and then we kind of get more into it and I'm like, oh my god, this is the best happened to me. What is it? This, I think. We'll just put that back to be used again later. Ooh, those are so pretty, but I don't think colors. That's okay. I wonder if I've got some stuff. Blue. I feel like these are all blue. Let's see if there's stuff in the garbage like kind of pile that we can use. The problem is I feel like I use the majority of. Oh, that's blue. That's blue. Silver. Yeah, the problem is with regards to like garbage and stuff, I feel like I've already used a lot of the garbage and stuff that I've had. That's okay. Okay, let's start cutting, and we're gonna use this. It's like a little puncher to punch the corners of things. I feel weird about making this. I'm not too sure why, but I need to like let go of that. Because honestly, I'm annoying myself. I feel like every time I make a YouTube video, I'm like, guys, is this okay? And it's like, they can just stop watching. The self-doubt comes through loudly. I wanted just a photo of this, but unfortunately, best we could do was a screen cap from a TikTok video. My gift to you, this is the part where I tend to shut this. I feel like I reach flow state whenever I'm doing this. It's genuinely the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like, when I say that I love this, I mean that I truly just absolutely love it. Love doing it. Brings me so joy. I feel like it's important. Oh yeah, let's see what's on the other side. That's way better. Some random woman. I find that I never end up actually cutting the lines super straight. Some of these I got and they just don't work very effectively. Like the circle ones don't work. This one I really like because it's just like a stamp. You can just find textures of things that you like and just like make stamps of them. It's cool. I really enjoy it. Cool, just like that. And there is some big, oh, I don't know if you see here, but the back finally came off of this thing. It's so funny because I've been wondering, like, where are all the collections of this stuff going? They are here. It exploded. There are so many confetti corners coming out right now. I could make confetti out of this. I'm so serious. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, I need to actually. Here's my address. I need to like have a bin specifically for like throwaway things. I feel like this also kind of goes with the color palette. As I said, I bought some stuff from, I think it's called Sage, the other day, and I feel like it was really helpful for my pain to a degree. Like, I don't know if you're watching this and you also deal with chronic pain, which is, you know, super fun and not at all debilitating. A joke. A girl who kind of has become my friend, who works at Lululemon, because every time I'm in there I've just been conversing with her for the past like couple years, I guess, or for the past couple of while. She is also autistic and she also has hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos, and I've been going through so much stuff with trying different medications that aren't that I can take as a sober person, essentially, and it's just been really hard. Like, I feel like I have spent and continue to keep spending so much money trying to find ways to effectively manage my pain, and it just seems like I just spend money on medication and I don't handle it well. I don't know how to say this, but essentially, like, in the last week I was trying, you know, a different medication, and it did not go well is an understatement. Understatement of the year. It did not go well. I felt just hopeless. I can't even like actually really fully kind of explain it on here. I wish I could, but yeah, it's just not been good. And I feel like it's fun because I get to make pretty things out of like these horrible feelings. And it's so funny because I sent my mom like a photo the other day of the thing that I had scrapbooked, and she was like, wow, it's so beautiful, like, I'm so glad you're feeling better. And I was like, it's a good thing she can't read my penmanship, because pretty much like everything that I was saying within that was not good, but that's okay. I think it's hard kind of realizing that you've lived your entire life in a lot of pain, and like you will continue to live the rest of your life that way. It's jarring. It's daunting. It's horrible. But it is life. For me, at least. It's not great because every time I finish scrapbooking, I'm just like, yay, I'm in excruciating pain. Okay, I need to stop because I'm really annoying myself. I don't know. You guys follow me. You deal with the same shit that I deal with. I feel like it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. And you keep like little pieces that you think, I don't know, at least I keep little pieces that I feel like I might use. You'll see what I mean if you are slightly or even a little bit confused. I feel like with ADHD, like the task has to get done, it has to get done now type of person. And I feel like that kind of mindset stops me from doing a lot of things. Like the other day I realized I just really wanted to clean out my closet and like organize all my clothes. And I actually said to myself out loud, I was like, Allison, you know that like you don't have to do this all at once, all in one shot. Because I was like, I know it's going to be painful. Like I know it's going to result in me being in, you know, a pretty excruciating amount of pain. And I was like, you don't have to do this all in one shot. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to do it bit by bit. But then I was doing it and I was like, this has to get done all right now. While I have the energy, while I have the dopamine. That's okay. And before you ask, if you're like, okay, so what's your plan? Do you plan this out? No, we just kind of put things in places and hope for the best. Sometimes it looks nice, sometimes it just doesn't look super nice, and that's okay. Because it's not so much about the end result. It's about the journey. To sound like a silly goose, but it is. And I feel like I've spent my entire life, like I've really tried to figure out ways to be more present and relax. Specifically, as a chronically ill and disabled person. I feel like I'm never relaxed, but I'm always doing things that other people perceive as being relaxing, like lying in bed or... But whenever I'm doing these things, I'm never actually just doing those things, for the most part. Like I'm usually, if I'm lying in bed and like relaxing, so let's say like watching a Netflix show, I'm usually not just doing that. Like I'm usually also working or worrying about working. And I oftentimes, I feel like we'll be like, okay, well, let's dedicate this amount of time, or we'll dedicate this to just working, or not just working, to just relaxing. And then I'll try to start doing the thing. I will attempt to relax, but it just doesn't work like that. I spend the entire time being really worried that I'm like not being productive enough. I don't know if you can relate. I'm sure people probably can, in fact, relate to that. So my whole point was that I feel like recently when I've been scrapbooking or junk journaling, kind of however you want to refer to it, I feel like it's kind of a really restorative activity for me, where I'm like doing this with music playing and I just kind of turn my brain off. And that is relaxing. Me having the ability to turn my brain off. I'm not doing that right now because, you know, I'm talking to you. Sorry, but I'm not relaxed. I just feel like I always have to be working. And if I'm not working, then I'm failing. Which I do understand is not true. But that's okay. We're just doing the best we can. I'm going to put that in the corner. It's starting to take shape. Okay. It's funny doing this because sometimes like you find things or like get things in the trash and then you just have like random people in your stuff. I feel like this is more blue. Okay, so we kind of have everything. If you can see below here, everything's kind of like sort of cut up. We've got a direction with the colors. This doesn't match. So maybe I'll save that for another day because it's really upsetting me how the blue is not matching the like any other blue. So we'll save this for another day. And then we've got the scrapbook open here. And there are these little things. These ones I bought are not super great. These ones are significantly better. So I probably will just use these while we're recording this so that I don't like start getting like extremely frustrated and have a meltdown. No one wants that. No one wants a meltdown. But what I'm actually going to do, because it's super low battery, is I'm going to quickly recharge this. I'm going to go outside, listen to some music, and make my coffee, have a coffee, and then I'll be back. Hi! Okay, so I just got off the phone with my mom. Her and I were having a little FaceTime egg moment. If you're wondering what I mean by egg moment, last year for Mother's Day, I got her and I these matching chairs. So whenever we like hang out in the chairs, we call it egging. They're like egg chairs. Okay, first of all, I'm kind of cold. Let's put a sweater on. Yee! Oh, hello, Petunia. Okay, just gonna let you down, sweetness. Because right now is Mommy's time to scrapbook. Alright, so we've got our little book. We've got everything kind of cut out. We'll decide stickers later. Just for now, we're gonna place everything. Does this blue go? That's the thing. I chose this, but I feel like now looking at everything else, the blue, and it actually doesn't even match the nails, which is kind of the whole point. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put these blues aside, and we're gonna see if we have a better blue for the paint chip. That is more, see, this is the better blue. Nope, that's the same blue. Wait a second, what the heck? Is that blue? Purple? That's, I think, better. That is still not the right color. Okay, I wonder if maybe in here, yes, maybe these are more paint chips. Does that go? No, shoot. Well, that doesn't go. We are SOL friends. What the heck? Isn't that better though? Is that not the same color? It's better. We'll do this one instead of this. And I'll put this back and then we can use it again in the future. Okay. It's better. It's still not perfect. What are you gonna do, bitch? Okay. Excuse me. Doesn't have to match perfectly, but I will say that photo I took of the sky is way too dark blue for everything else going on here for it to kind of like make sense, if that makes sense. Whatever. Okay. These little things are the best. They're like glue sticks, like they have adhesive in them, but you just roll them on. Sorry, I get excited. The hands are flapping. Actually, get it in there. And what's great about this glue, I don't know if I literally just said this or if I said it inside my head, is that it's very forgiving. Like you can just like take it off and then put it back on, which is good, especially if you like don't like the layout that you've got going on or you want to lift something and put something on. So I like that there. I also feel like we didn't put any washi tape down, and I didn't do that yesterday either, and I feel like maybe I should, so we'll do that. Let's take a look at some of the color. That, definitely a good color, and that is also a good color, and that's also a good color. Can't do anything. I in fact can, but there is one thing that I do find really challenging, and it's great because it's not something that I encounter really often, which is paying for parking. Sometimes I have a really difficult time doing that with my nails, but again, sometimes machines now are also tap, and something else I forgot that I was thinking that I was gonna say. Oh, and I don't go places very often, so it kind of works. Oh. Washi tape is also another very forgiving thing. I don't really like the look of that, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. And by the end, you know, it'll be so feed me, not just coffee. First, to be fair, usually around now is like when I do eat, but not in this exact moment. We'll do this and then we'll eat. Oh, I'm all stressed. I would like to let go of that. I'm actually only going to do one color of this blue. I feel like whenever I use this, like most of it ends up getting covered up anyway, you know? Wow, I'm having a really difficult time right now with my OCD. I think the reason is because I just posted a video this morning and I've been trying really hard recently to not look at the comments because I have such a hard time with moral OCD specifically and with people just like thinking that I'm a bad person. When I'm sharing like my personal opinion. And in the video, I was in my car because I was driving and I saw someone with like a bumper sticker saying that they buy their books from bookstores, not from billionaires. So I made a video about it because I just feel personally like it's funny to have this like opinion where you're like of essentially just like insinuating that you're better than other people because you have, you know, different access and different abilities to access certain things. And I talked about that. I talked about how for me as a disabled and like a chronically ill person, there are instances where Amazon has been very helpful for me, and I've really appreciated having it in my life. What I didn't say in the video is the fact that almost every physical copy of a book that I own, I get them all from this place called the BMV. It's in Toronto. I don't live there, but every time that I go to Toronto, I always go to the BMV, and I usually spend like a few $100s on books. And I've been doing that for like the last decade. And I didn't say that in the video, that almost all of the physical books I have, which are the majority of the books, I've all bought them secondhand. But I didn't feel the need to disclose that because here's the thing, I don't think that it makes me like a better person. It's like people being like, well, I have a rescue, like as a dog. And I'm like, okay, here's your reward. Like, I don't know. It just, to me, it rubs me the wrong way. So I just didn't like put that in there because I didn't feel like it was necessary. But I talked about the fact that for me personally as a disabled person, I felt like, you know, Amazon has been great, especially because my wrists usually hurt. Holding a bigger book is, you know, it can be challenging for me because sometimes my wrists partially dislocate. And now like I do use the Kindle quite a lot because of that, because of my disability. And yeah, people were not happy with that. They were not happy. And even though like in my brain, like I can think something and I can have a certain opinion, but then someone can share a differing opinion immediately and I'll be like, oh no, you make sense. I am in fact a terrible person, whatever. I understand that it's silly goose of me. And I do understand, like I did talk about the fact that I feel like I'm going on a tangent here and I need to kind of take pause. But essentially I was just talking about how in the video, you know, last week or whenever it was, I was in a lot of pain and I ordered a shower chair because I kept feeling like I was gonna pass out and fall over in the shower. So I ordered one off Amazon and it came and I was like super grateful. And yeah, people were, you know, upset. And then it makes me feel like I'm a horrible person, which is funny because the books that I consume, like almost all of the books that I own are secondhand, bought from a secondhand bookstore. But anyway, I have just such a hard time, not just with comments, but I think like, I don't know, like kind of like with other people's perceptions of me. I don't know, OCD is kind of wild. It's really not that big of a deal, but in my brain, it does feel like it is. I feel like this is not looking the way that I wanted it to look so far, but that's okay. Because you know what? As things go on, we change and adapt, and that's it. And again, it's less so about the final product and more about the process. And while I seem to be kind of stressed out while doing this, I'm usually not. It's just so happens that I, you know, am filming this for you, which means that like my mind is running. Like I'm not actually not working, if that makes sense. I don't know. I think it's gonna be okay. I think I'm just being a silly goose here. I also don't need to fill every single silence with noise. I say as I fill the silence. I feel like I have to be talking because it is a YouTube video, but I also kind of wanted to create, like the whole kind of premise of this was to create something where it was just us on FaceTime and more so like body doubling. So that you can get something done that you need to get done, but you've been having a hard time. I do that really frequently. Body double to get things done. Sometimes I'll go on live to do it. Oftentimes I'll call my mom. Sometimes you call a friend and you can just both be on the phone silently, just doing your thing. I would put this, I wanted to put that there. I wonder if it's there. I thought I was gonna put it. Now I'm hot. I went to the gym yesterday, which was cool. So I didn't go for almost 2 weeks, which is, you know, for me it's a long time. But I just stopped pushing myself to go on days where I'm just like in way too much pain. It's just not necessary, you know? Like no one is making me do this but me. I in fact don't need. I saw this really great TikTok, and someone was talking about, I'm trying to remember, discipline versus something else. I forget what the word that they used. I'm trying to remember. But essentially it was just this person talking about how, I'm really butchering this, and that's okay. Discipline is this thing where it's like you feel like it has to get done. You know, and you ask people all the time, how do you do it? Like, how do you manage to be this consistent? How do you go to the gym? And they always just say discipline. Then what if you're not disciplined? Or what if you don't have the motivation? Motivation is very different than discipline. That being said, I feel like that glue doesn't go either. I'm trying to remember my thought process. And honestly, I will say, not going super well. But so I need to remember this video and I need to remember what I'm talking about so I can tell you, because I feel like it might be helpful. But a lot of people, I think, when they're talking about the gym, they talk about discipline. The problem is discipline will only get you so far if you hate what you're doing. I'm sorry for covering your face, random person. But do you know what I mean? Like when it feels like, you know, it's no longer fun. Like it's more like whatever you're doing, whether that's going to the gym or whatever, it feels like more of an obligation, that it kind of just takes the magic out of it to a degree. I really wish I could remember exactly what I was talking about, because it was a lot more impactful than I'm making it seem. Discipline versus something. I feel like it was another D word. I don't know. This truly is like a best friend's FaceTime, because I really have not a clue what I was talking about. This is like two very much ADHD friends on FaceTime. Like fit there? Discipline versus something. The thought was there. Keep losing. Couldn't tell you. I need to get on a different topic because I'm really stuck on this, but I genuinely just can't remember, and unfortunately I don't think that I will. Or maybe I just need to shut up. A gift from me to you. Stay down, you goose. See, at this point it already looks so pretty, but there's nothing even on there. Like in regards to personal stuff or stuff relating to the day specifically, like it's just pretty. It's nice to create beautiful things. I don't know, being online, and the thing is just like I don't even have that large of a following, but it is a really weird experience. I do think that probably like me being relentlessly bullied for years helped. Nothing really can prepare you though for, I think, like being online in that way, not really. You think you're prepared, but people are not nice, which is fine. You means only yes, following, other word, yeah, bye. Ah. Keeps lifting. I feel like I've been ticking again recently. I don't know if it's like medication or just like extreme stress. I went through a really weird, such a strange period back in the summer, I think, of 2023, 2024. I think like caffeine really impacted things. I'm not too sure what was happening, but I was ticking like crazy, like really bad. And I'd never really, I mean, not that I had noticed necessarily ticked before in my life. I was also in a horrific gym, and stuff there was just horrible. It was so stressful. That's the thing, like the gym should not, if you are stressed out at the gym you go to, you need to change gyms. I actually wouldn't have changed gyms, but I did get kicked out. Fun fact. I started a podcast. We did one episode and they did not like the content. It all ended up working out, but I don't know. Sorry, I'm covering your face, random person. I think it's a little off because I just cut it a little. Sometimes cut things. I had this thought last night, really late at night. I was lying in bed. I was thinking about the fact that I'm such a different person now than I even was a year ago, than I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. I was thinking about the fact, this just popped into my head for some reason, but I was thinking about for some reason what popped into my head is I was like, isn't it sad that all of my exes never got to experience this like beautiful version of myself? Let me be very clear. My exes were like horrible people. And my immediate thought after thinking that for a very brief moment was, And then like I thought also, I was like, isn't it also kind of sad that that no one will ever get to, because I'm never gonna date ever again. I just don't want to. I have no interest in it. I will not be doing it. And then so my thought process was, just to kind of go back quickly so we can form a single thought, is I was lying in bed last night thinking, you can do this. Isn't it sad that my exes never got to experience this beautiful new, version of myself where I love myself so much more, and I have the ability to keep my place clean. I keep myself clean. Like I am just I've always read a lot of books, but it's just like a so much more evolved, beautiful, and I don't mean aesthetically, version of myself. And then my next immediate thought was, okay, like, no, they're horrible. And then I thought, well, isn't it sad that no one will ever get to, because I never intend on dating. And then my next immediate thought was, no, but isn't it beautiful that the person who gets to reap the benefits of all this work that I've done, becoming the person that I've become, which I believe to be such a beautiful person, again, not aesthetically, is that it's me. Like, the person who gets to benefit off of all the work that I've done and becoming who I've become is me. The person that I will always spend the most time with, who will always be around. And I just thought, isn't that beautiful? That I've worked so hard to just become someone that I am so proud of. I'm still working on things. I am never not working on things. And I'm the one. No one gets to reap the benefits of that except for me. I get to reap the benefits of all of the hard work that I put into becoming who I am. And I just thought that it's so beautiful. Because really, who else deserves it? No one else deserves that. To reap the benefits of all the hard work that I've done, of becoming the person who I've become. Absolutely no one deserves that other than me. And I just thought that was cool. And that's it. Anyway, we're going to put the first photo down. I just wanted to share that because I feel like for the longest time, for, my whole life, majority of my life, I was always obsessed with, I had to find a boyfriend. I had to find a person, a husband, whatever. And I was so obsessed in the pursuit of finding somebody. And I'm so glad that it got to a point where I was like, just no longer, like completely disinterested. I know there was 4 photos. I see 3 here. Oh, that's because we got rid of one. Maybe I will chop this down slightly. But yeah, I just thought it was nice and sweet. It took me a really long time. I feel like being menopausal helped with that, but it's interesting, like realizing that you're gonna be alone forever. I'm not upset about it, even slightly. I feel like that confuses people, and I do understand why it's confusing to people. And I think a lot of people have partnerships or have kids, in my opinion, again, my page, my opinion, for the wrong reason. Like, I feel like I've made videos talking about, that I'm really glad that I'm not a parent as a disabled person. I'm not insinuating that disabled people can't make great parents. I'm just saying that I am glad that I'm not a parent. And I think, that a lot of people are like, I made a video about that and someone commented, they're like, well, who's going to take care of you when you're older? And it's like, do you think that it's guaranteed that if you have kids that they're going to take care of you when you're older? Because that's not guaranteed, not even slightly. Not even a little, dude. God, we've got some really cool, interesting layering. I'm gonna put that right there and then lift. I just like that. Maybe I'll put it right there. Sometimes it really upsets me that I'm ADHD, like that I struggle with it so hard, specifically while filming these videos, because I feel like I get so off topic. But I also realize that a lot of people who watch these have ADHD as well. So like they're able to follow along a little bit. I don't know. Could be wrong. It's possible. We're gonna get some stickers. Blue and pink, right? Yes. Oh my god, should we put a fish on there? A beta fish. Ooh, so pretty. Fishies. Oh, I feel like that's too purple. Oh my god, hot pink. Okay, that's also too nice. What do fish have to do with this day in particular? Absolutely nothing. But it looks pretty. Here, girl. Maybe the fish is not going to be a thing. Oh, never mind. Found the perfect color, right? Again, fish, beta fish specifically, have absolutely nothing with this day, but they're pretty stickers. And that's sky and birds. Like, there's a sticker that says forgot on here, and I will in fact be putting this here because I have been forgetting everything since starting. I feel like very fitting. And yes, I absolutely did. And yes, I will continue to. I just feel like I feel my nervous system like calming. It's something historically had a really challenging time getting what to do. To do a low effort activity, just making things that are pretty. And what I really like the most about doing this, well, not that I like the most, but something that I really enjoy is I like writing things throughout here, but because of like my penmanship, like as you see, there's writing kind of all over this, but because of my penmanship, like if I just showed this to a person, they would have absolutely no idea what it says, which is great, because sometimes some of the stuff, as I've said before, you know, that I put in here it can be sinister. It just is what it is. Depends on the day, depends on, you know, what we're feeling. Oh, tulip. Yeah, I really do love scrapbooking. So, oh, well, sometimes the stickers go down and there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes they go down and that's where they're going. Gotta be. Trying to find other stickers that would make a hair clip. Yeah, why not? Oh, and you know what? Maybe a bubble bath, because I feel like I've been taking baths in the past couple days. It's so nice. Do we want that or just maybe? Oh, definitely flower. Oh, this is pink. Some of these are so fun. Like, when am I ever gonna use? Ah, so funny, dude. Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god, so cute. Wait. Bows. Yes, so cute. Sometimes it doesn't have to have meaning. Sometimes it can just be pretty, or it can just be ugly, or whatever the I feel like sometimes with art you get so obsessed, or scrapbooking or whatever, you get so obsessed with like injecting meaning into something that sometimes just has no meaning, and that's okay. Make things to make. I don't know where I'm gonna put that. I feel like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna upload this whole video. No cuts. I'll cry, but not actually. Not gonna cry. But you guys can feel free to tell me what you like or don't like or whatever, because I am making them for you. So if there are things that you like or things you want me to improve upon or specific things that you're interested in maybe me making or creating, you can let me know. I'll just write. It's probably going to be the longest vlog I've ever posted and the least amount of, again, my gift. I thought that the fish was going to self-destruct in this grate. Maybe it goes to, well, it's already deciding, because it just plopped itself in. As I said with stickers, sometimes they just decide for you where they're gonna go. It's not my favorite, but that's also okay. Not everything we make every single 10 out of 10 winner. And we're also not even done yet. But we're getting near the finish line, I think. Good. Trying to figure out what to write. Should I keep it private and you guys can guess, because my writing is illegible to the naked eye. I'm gonna just set this in. Sometimes you do things, you make decisions as good as you would. If you understood what I was writing right now by comparison to what I wrote on this day, you would think it was two different people's. I'm also getting. Anyway, we're nearly there. Nearly there. So it is the 24th, I think. Grab our little date stamper. Another stamp. Oh. These can get so. Ink is so messy, brother. Wow. Gets so messy so quickly. We're gonna try to get the excess ink off of this before we put it into something else. else. If anyone has any suggestions and I just like a silly goose and don't know, I could probably just run it under the water. However, I feel like I've reached flow state. Kind of don't want to get up if I'm completely on it. You know when you're just like near completion of something and you're like, I don't want to move. In fact, you know, we could use silver. Silver looks good. Let's do that. I don't know if that's gonna work. Here, try it. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, and that's okay. No matter what. It didn't work very well. That's okay. This is like a star stamp, so you can like rate things out of 5 or whatever. So I'm gonna rate my day at the end of the day. T, right? Ears open. Let's just see. 23rd, yeah, 24th. Okay. Well, I don't know if it's gonna go up top, if that'll work. Where should we put it so we know it worked? Why don't we test it on something, a piece of that wasn't used. I feel like it'll work. Let's just do that. Oh, okay, search for the color. Okay, something that I've been like, maybe it won't work there. Maybe we'll just put it there. Something that I've been doing for the past couple of years that I've found to be super helpful. There, pretty. Is if I'm like looking for something because of ADHD, and like not if I'm looking for something because of ADHD, but because of ADHD, I just feel like I have a hard time finding things because of object permanence issues. Especially when you're doing something like this where you're like crafting and everything is everywhere. Typically what I do is I just like will scan areas for specific colors. And I find that if I just scan something for a specific color in mind, like if I can't find my phone, for example, but I like really need my phone, but I don't know where the heck it is, I'll just scan the room and look for the specific color like of my, and I find that it tends to be pretty helpful. Just thought I would do it. Maybe it'll help you too. I love Scrapbook. I genuinely would highly recommend it. If you have the ability, like physically, and the ability to get supplies, honestly, I feel like it really has changed. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, do I purchase supplies from a super ethical source that's local? No, I don't. Why? Because I spent $16,400 out of pocket last year on medical expense. And unfortunately, if I can find this for $2.94 versus at Michael's where it literally was like, I think it was like $37.99. I don't know. I spent probably like 4 hours the other day trying to decipher if there was such a thing as ethical consumption under capitalism, and I'm still very confused about that. But I think mainly like my OCD was just really acting up, as it does all the time, because I spent the other day, I was scrapbooking and I was having such a hard time continuing to do it because I felt so bad about where I had sourced my materials from. And I just felt like a horrible person. And it's like, sometimes it's just really hard to like enjoy things when you're so mentally ill, dude. OCD is not fun. Like I've been dealing with that since I was 9, I think. I think that was like my first diagnosis. That and oppositional defiance disorder, which I think now I believe that that's known as pathological demand avoidance. I could be wrong. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, which I think it very much ties into autism as well. In retrospect, is kind of just funny. Like there were so many things that like diagnoses that I had that were actually just autism, like borderline personality disorder, which I am fairly certain that is not in fact what I have, and what I in fact do have is actually just autism. That's what happens when there's like so much medical misogyny. Is if you were looking at someone who's male, like a cisgender male, with like basically displaying the same traits that I had, you would think autism. And then if you had, for example, like a black person displaying the same traits that I do as a white autistic woman, then all of a sudden it's not autism. Then all of a sudden it's dangerous, you're a problem. It's just crazy how things get perceived as being completely different when they're when you're exhibiting the exact same like traits of behavior based off of your gender, race, orientation. Talked about this before several times because I feel like, especially if you look like me, if you're YT and you're late diagnosed, I feel like you go through this period, I did too, not gonna lie, for sure, where you know, are a late diagnosed YT autistic woman and you're like so tired of the fact that, you know, you mask and then you go online, especially as like an influencer, and you talk about your experiences about how it's really just like, it's so hard to, you know, to be autistic and to be a woman and to mask, when in reality, like, that's just not something that's afforded to every single autistic person, specifically, you know, Black and brown autistic women. And I'm saying women specifically because, well, I don't know, but I don't know, it's kind of hard, but I just mean, let's just take women out of the equation and let's just say for like black and brown and indigenous autistic people. Because you have people like me who come on here and then, you know, they follow people who look like them, who have the same level of disability as them, and then they think that, and I'm guilty of this, like that their experience is the only experience when in fact it's definitely not. And I heard a creator talk about this quite a long time ago. I think their Instagram is Allie, I'm not sure, but they are a Black autistic creator, and they were basically talking about how it is a privilege to be able to mask. Like, it really is. I talked about that recently too because I made a video when the cops came to my house because I thought someone was inside my house, and people did not understand it, and I made a follow-up video talking about why it was a privilege that when I called the cops, they came into my house and they actually helped me, and I explained why. Still did. I feel like that would... It's kind of hard to understand something if you're unwilling to recognize your own complicity in something. And I'm talking mainly right now about YT supremacy. It's an uncomfortable conversation that us, and I'm talking about people that look like me, need to have, mainly with each other, in the hopes of becoming better and understanding other people's situations and their experiences. Because especially, like, I mean, with everything, but I'm just talking more about like autism right now and being disabled. Like, your experience just isn't the only experience. And I think that a lot of people that look like me, that are just kind of, you know, just learning about themselves, who have, you know, just recently been diagnosed, get caught in this trap of my experience is the only experience. And I think that it is beneficial that if you are going to be doing things like coming online and talking about the experiences of being autistic, like, you need to do so from not just a singular lens, because the YT experience of having autism is vastly different than other people's. That's all. I feel like you guys are going to get annoyed at, but that's not really my problem. It's just kind of a harsh reality. Paperclip. I think that we're, dare I say, near completion. There's one other thing that we need to do. The date stickers. I feel like I went off on a tangent, and I do feel like I'm going to edit this, and I'm actually not going to edit it. I'm just going to press post. Sometimes I just don't want to think about it. And what I said is my opinion. And I'm capable of changing my opinion and forming new opinions, but ooh, look at all these pretty flowers. Should we put some flowers on there? Let's put some flowers on there. I don't know. The thing is like, I'm very passionate. Well, I don't know if passionate is the right word. But I feel like I've been doing anti-racism work for years now. And I just feel like it's something that I wish I could talk about more. Like, I don't know, being a creator is hard. And not a lot of people understand. Like, because again, we all get caught up in the cycle of my experience is the only experience, right? So I try to make things more accessible by putting captions on things, but things get flagged. So you have to find a balance of trying to communicate something effectively, but it also not being the most accessible thing in the world. And what I mean by that is, for example, great example yesterday, things vary, right? Like, if you have a small account versus a larger account, or if you post the kind of stuff that you post on your account, or if you do the kind of work that I do, things are censored quite differently. So for example, yesterday, literally, swear to God, this happened. And this is why I censor words like disability, autism. Someone commented on a video that I posted of me like in a store, and they were like, oh, you know, anxiety. And I commented back, I went to comment autism. And it said, before you post this, just so you know, this is a comment that you might get. I don't even remember what it said. It just said, by the way, like, if you want to go ahead and post this, you can, but you might lose your account. And I was like, oh, well, that's fun. We're just putting stickers down now. I completely forgot what I was talking about. I hate that. Sometimes I'm really wanting to speak about something. Absolutely have no idea where it went. Oh, talking about anti-racism. Yes. Yeah, I remember the first time I posted something really jarring, and it was like, I think August of 2024. Got taken down immediately, and I got so scared. I had just lost my account for the first time. And with content creation, there's this balance. You have to kind of find a balance between what is good to post that you can use to promote things to make yourself money. Because realistically, I used to spend, and I still spend, 70 hours a week, almost all virtually unpaid, doing content creation. So you have to find a balance between what you don't really want to post, but you need to post that's going to make you money. Thirst traps, not a fan. Versus things that you are passionate about, that you want to talk about, that will probably get you taken down. And then things that people expect of you, or things that you enjoy talking about but no one wants to hear. It's weird. I don't know. I don't even think I'm going to edit this video. I think I'm just going to post it because sometimes I just want to post my thought and not think about it. I feel like we were really lost there for a second while creating this, especially at the beginning, and I really... Oh, that's what I was doing. The date stickers. I was like, there's something I'm missing. What is it? I got sidetracked by more stickers. What the I found a perfect sticker, but the problem is I put writing in places so it would cover up the writing. For next time. Okay, I will attempt to find the date stickers. A truly impossible task. This is the box that's like really wildly disorganized. I'm gonna put one of these on there. And then we gotta make lunch. And then I gotta try to read for a bit and try to nap and then try to get up and then put some makeup on maybe, and then make content, or maybe no makeup, maybe just I'm trying to figure out where to even really put it there. Good enough. Okay, dates. We gotta get this done. I gotta eat. There's not enough time. It's so funny, like, me constantly feeling fear that there's not enough hours in the day, but I'm literally self-employed, dude. But the reason why I feel like I get all stressed out and I'm like, there's not enough hours in the day is because there isn't. Not for what I need to accomplish, and it stresses me out. So I usually work like around 10 hours every day. It doesn't leave a lot of time to get a bunch of done, to be honest. Like, I do get a lot of stuff done at that time. I just mean like personal things. Okay, we got the date sticker. It's on there. It's kind of messed up, but that's okay. Okay, now we gotta do the cleanup, which I feel like maybe I'm like Olympic level at this point. We'll find out. We'll see how long it takes. And then once we clean up, we take the photo of the scrapbook, then we put it in the scrapbooking album, then I send a copy to my mom to show her, and that's kind of how we've been doing things. I don't know, whatever. Ink goes there. This goes... I guess we're gonna find out together. I am a little confused right now. I think I'm less confused. To be determined. Okay. That makes more sense. I guess. We don't know yet. I haven't tried to put the top on, but we're gonna find out if it fits. Tight. Goes there. I'm laughing because it's so funny because my arm hurts so much from just slightly holding it. I feel alright. I'm a little confused. that goes there. Thinking is hard, obviously. I don't know where that went. Oh, there it is. Oh! I love hitting my head on things, like light fixtures. People are like, I want to be tall so bad. I'm like, do you though? Do you really? Because I stay hitting my head a lot. Okay. Oh. Heart. Oh, that's not right. That's not fitting. Something wrong here. Let's figure out what it is. I feel like if we try hard enough and just press close, maybe it'll close. And then stickers and photos that we did not use. Go in there for the next day. And this can be used. That can be used. That can be used. Okay. Well, we did it. Paper. Okay, we did it. We did it, friends. We did it. Okay, we scrapbooked together and we made a whole page. Are you ready? This is what we did. What do you think? Do you like it? Let's come closer, shall we? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a weird angle. Should we bring you down? Okay, well, I also just don't look that... You know what? Shut the... I look great. Here's the scrapbooking page. So, YouTube thumbnail. Anyway, that's it. I'll give you a closer look. I think she's gorgeous. Oh! Anyway, that's it. We did it today. We scrapbooked, and I quite like it. I quite like the end result. Anyway, so that's it. If you... Bro, I don't know who the f*** watched this till the end, but it's giving fan behavior. If you liked it, awesome. If you didn't, tell me what you didn't like about it so that we can improve. As per usual, if you liked it, great. If you didn't, tell me what I don't know. Oh yeah, send it to somebody that you hate in order to spite them. An aunt, an ex-friend, whatever. If you want to like, share, comment, subscribe, do it. And you totally don't have to. And that's it. YouTube done. Yeah, brother. Can't snap with these nails. Done. Okay, bye.